Hello, beautiful people. Welcome. If this is your first time here, welcome back. If you are a returning supporter, I'm here to give you the disclaimers for this here live. Listen, I do not tolerate disrespect. That's in any way, shape, form, or fashion, whether it's towards me, towards anyone that appears on the screen, towards anyone that appears in the chat. If you have not decided to be a better person, most people will tell you to leave, but I'm going to tell you to stick around because maybe something that is said today will encourage you to do so. Now, I am not a mental health professional. I am just one woman willing to share my personal experiences to let you know two things. One, you are not alone, regardless of how much you feel like you are alone, how many times you have felt that, you are not alone. And number two, you can overcome anything that life throws at you. There will be curse words, there will possibly be tears, but knowing me, it probably will be. And my opinions are my opinions. Your opinions are your opinions. We are here to have a nurturing conversations in regards to our opinions so that we will have a better understanding of each other. That's all I got for right now. I hope that you enjoy this nurturing conversation. Let's get to it. Wait. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button that helps me say suggested on YouTube. Make sure that you type in the chat, also leave a comment, and share it with your friends. That's all I got. Let's get into this conversation. I love you. Peace.
Hello, beautiful people. Sorry, I should probably turn the screen on so you guys could see me. I actually don't think. Oh, it is there. Hello, beautiful people. I hope that you all are having a wonderfully amazing Sunday. I don't really have a topic to talk about today. There are so many different things going on. I am kind of fatigued with social media right now. Kind of. I wanted to come and let you guys know the updates in regards to the Nurturing Conversation podcast. We will be returning next Sunday. Next Sunday, we will be returning, and I have never promoted. Well, I can't say I've never. I have never fully committed to promoting the podcast on any other platform than the platforms you are watching it on. I just come, I speak my mind or speak about the topics at hand. And then once I turn it off, that's just it. However, in these next 50 whatever days we have for 2025, excuse me, and as we are preparing to go into 2024, as we're preparing to go into 2025, I've decided that I'm going to spend the next couple of days downloading all of the videos and actually sharing them on different platforms. When I originally thought of it, it was called Sunday Night Dinner. Actually, my original plan was to call it the Nurturing Conversations podcast. However, I was not comfortable with my speaking voice. I was not comfortable talking about my feelings out loud. That's what I'm going to say. I was not comfortable talking about my feelings out loud. And then, as I am on a journey of healing and self discovery, one of the things that I wanted to do was to find my voice, and I wanted to be comfortable with sharing my story. And so I feel that I am in the most amazing place right now in my life, and I have found my voice. I have been sharing my stories for the last 4 years. These last 2 years have been even more impactful because I am in such a wonderfully amazing place. Um, And so I just wanted to come. I know previous to now to today, we were talking about really heavy stuff, and we're still going to get into even more heavy stuff. Um, I want to talk about everything. I feel like we as humans sometimes we bottle up a lot of things because number one, we don't feel like there's somebody we can trust and share our deepest thoughts with because we're afraid that we're going to be judged or we're afraid how people will look at us. And I'm in the space of my life where, excuse my French, but don't excuse it. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, if it doesn't bring me peace, I do not partake in anything that doesn't bring me peace. I am in a space of my life where It is not about what you think about me. It's how I feel, how I am able to sleep at night, how I'm able to look in the mirror and hmm, bask in the beauty that is me. That's what's important for me. I've lived my life caring about everyone else, caring for everyone else. And in these next couple of years, I'm going to be really selfish. I'm gonna be really selfish. You hear people talk about self-love, but they never go in depth to what does that mean? What does that look like? What does self-love or what does self-care actually look like? We hear about it all the time. When we find out that people are not in the best mental health, we tell them to take care of themselves. We tell them, "Hey, it's going to get better." But then at the same time we say it get worse before it get better. For me, I don't want to just I don't want to just be a person of words. I want to also be a person of action. So when I say this is a safe space, this is a space where you can come and share your thoughts, your opinions, and I'm not going to judge you because hell, I have a story just like everybody else. At the same time, I want this to be a safe space where people come and you feel loved, you feel supported, you feel as though you have a place where you can talk about what you're going through. If you think about any one of the situations, whether it's a celebrity, whether it's your family member, where they are no longer in the place where they once were, they unalive themselves. A lot of times there's a note or there's a video or there's something where they didn't feel loved, they didn't feel appreciated, they didn't feel heard, they didn't feel seen. In these next couple of days, I'm going to talk about everything. I'm going to talk about childhood trauma. I'm going to talk about trauma. I'm going to talk about love, understanding, peace. I'm going to talk about grief. I'm going to talk about fatigue. I've experienced so many things over these last 4 years. And I was in a shower, not to be TMI, but I was in a shower and I was just thinking about how 4 years ago, my first experience on this journey of healing and self discovery, I was in the same shower and I broke down crying because I didn't understand the journey of healing and self discovery. Like many of you are probably like, oh, I need to heal from this situation. And when you think heal, when we think heal, we think with this. Like we think, okay, I'm just not gonna talk to that person, or I'm just not gonna excuse me, where are you going? Can you ask your daddy for some more furniture? Sorry guys, I'm being the greatest auntie in the world as I am also podcasting. Um, we need to talk to people more. You have family members who have experienced traumatic things. You have people who are going through traumatic situations or overcoming or secretly holding those things in, and they are navigating through life the best way that they know how. And unfortunately, some of them don't have a good way of navigating. I see as someone who has overcome a lot, someone who has been in the darkest of the dark and made it out, someone who has been at the highs of the highs. I've been on all spectrums, right? I see it as a blessing to be able to tell someone my experiences, to let them know, like, hey, that's why I said in my disclaimer, you are not alone. No, there's not everybody out here saying I was depressed or I was suicidal or I had like people not waving a flag saying that, but we have all experienced some form of trauma, some form of a hard life. Some of us might not have been in the projects or might not have been without lights or food, or some of us just might have parents who were on drugs, or some of us might have a different story. But at the end of the day, I feel like if we share our stories and share how we are overcoming these different things, I feel like more people will feel appreciated. I feel like more people will feel loved, more people will feel seen. And no, it's not our job to do that. Because I know somebody's gonna be like, that's not my job to do that. But the reality of it is, if you truly love people like you say you do, you would want the best for them. I decided to come here and share my story because I was hearing my friends, I was hearing people, I was watching social media and people talking about the different things that they are struggling and with. It's like we are 4 years into a global pandemic. We are less than 48, 72 hours preparing to vote for the next president of the United States of America. There's so many different issues that needs to be talked about that should have been addressed this entire campaign, but we can't focus on the issues at hand because we have to deal with all the other stuff. That's just like in our everyday life. We can't focus on how we're feeling or what we're thinking because we have to go to work. We have kids to take care of. We have elder family members to take care of. So we can't really think about ourselves at this time. But I'm going to tell y'all what I said to myself. Going through a global pandemic, a really bad heartbreak, losing so many family members. My I was posting, I was streaming, I was doing all of those things, and then my business started to pick up. Like everything I could ever want in life was starting to happen for me, right? And then my brother got sick, my uncle got sick, my cousin passed away. Like it was just like overwhelming. If you know me, you know that I'm all for family everything. I don't schedule things. I schedule things around family events. I schedule things around birthdays because I want to be present in those moments. That's what I want to be present. So I schedule things around that. So last week I found out, was it last week? I think it was last week. No, it was, yeah, it was last week. I found out that my uncle, my father's brother, had cancer, and I was overwhelmed with grief. I think I did a post about it, or I posted a video about it, and I was overwhelmed with grief, and I didn't understand that it was actually grief because I'm like, I cried. I cried. So I thought like I was good. But then as I remember back to therapy and it was like, no, grief, there's different steps, there's different levels of grief. And as I began to cry about my uncle's current situation or his previous situation, because he passed away last Wednesday, as I began to understand it, I just said to myself, I don't think I ever properly grieved anyone. You know, when you think about grief, what you think? You cry and you miss the people. But in actuality, like I was angry. When my father passed away, I was so angry. I was angry. And I didn't realize in my disclaimer, I said I might share tears, but I came here to give y'all updates. So I was really angry, and I was angry at the fact that my father had just come into my life 6 years ago. I was 30 something. And I was just like, man, I didn't even get the opportunity to do this. I didn't get the opportunity to do this. And then I stopped thinking about what I didn't get the opportunity to do. And I enjoyed the moments that I had with him. So that anger became gratitude, became joy, became unconditional love. It became so many different things, but I didn't know that that was like no one had really talked to me about the stages of grief until I went to therapy, and then I learned like, okay, this is what grief is. So I was supposed to be in California last week, and then they told me about my uncle, and my uncle was really supportive of me when my father died. And so I was like, I'm going to go hang out with him. So I went a couple of times. And actually, the night before he passed, I was at his house. He came, he sat in the living room, he was talking to us and everything. It was everything. But it's something when you see like cancer. Cancer is it's such a weird thing. Because you used to seeing a person looking a certain way, and then like it's like when people find out that they have cancer, it's like everything looks different about them. And I didn't know, like I went to his birthday party this year. I didn't know. And part of me is excited, not excited. Part of me is glad that I didn't know at the time in which when I went to his birthday party. But at the same time, part of me was kind of sad, like nobody, I'm not gonna say nobody thought to tell me. I'm gonna say people thought about me and all of the things that I had going on. But I was telling them, like, you know me, like I would have not did, but I get it. I get it. I get why all of the things happened the way that they happened. And so when they're like, okay, he has 2 weeks to live, and I'm like, I'm supposed to be in California. And that was like, I always wanted to go to California. If you know me, California is on my list of places to go. And I was like, ugh, I prepaid for everything. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to stay here. And they was like, no, you should go. And I was like, I will be so sad if I left. And then I ended up staying, and he passed away. And I was so overwhelmed with grief. And then not only was I overwhelmed with the grief, then I realized that I was burnt out as far as like business. I was just over it. Like I just really need to just sit down and do nothing but just be. I got in my bed. I got new pillows. I got spray that you I was trying everything. Candles, I had everything, and I was just being me. Just not doing nothing, or trying to not do nothing. And I realized like I need to do this more often. I'm so used to going. Okay, this person passed. Okay, let me cry a little bit, and then I'm on to the next thing, or I'm on to the next business. Even with business, like, oh, this didn't work. Okay, let me try this, instead of just like taking time to pace myself. Like that's something that I learned in this whole couple of weeks, months, that I need to like pace myself, because in my mind it's like if something doesn't work, I have to figure out the next thing. And it's like, no, take your time. Figure out, how do you feel? How do you feel that this did not work? I literally said to myself, I don't have time to think about why it didn't work. But the reality of it is I should. I should take the time and think about why this didn't work. Or I should take the time to think about, why do I feel like I am fatigued in business? I'm in the newspaper, I'm on the news, I have all these different things going on. And at the same time, I'm just like, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter to me. At the same time, I'm thinking, I just want to go on a cruise and see the sights and put my feet in blue water and just not think about anything. And sometimes in life, we need to do that. Sometimes you need to take that road trip. Sometimes you just need to go sit by the water. Maybe it's not the lake. Maybe it's a little creek by your house. Or we need to do what's best for us. Sometimes we need to cry. I was being interviewed for a news article, and there was like, what's one thing that you found that one thing that you believed that you no longer believe? And I was like, that um they would tell me when I was growing up, that was like, never let them see you sweat, or never let them see you cry. And I took that to heart. So I wasn't crying. I showed no emotion. I was just, and then when I started this journey of healing and self discovery, I said, I want you to see me cry. I want you to see me cry so you'll know that I'm human, that I will make mistakes, and I will recover from those mistakes. And at the same time that I make those mistakes, I will do wonderfully amazing things. And I want you to experience all of those things with me, so you'll know that when you make a mistake, that you can give yourself grace also. So I'm sharing, not so I could say, "Ooh, look at me." I'm sharing to let you know, one, that you are not alone, and two, you can overcome those things. Maybe 2024 is going to be your year. You was going to start that YouTube, Twitch, TikTok. You was going to write that book. You was going to do that online course. You was going to do whatever it is that you said you was going to do in 2024. Maybe you didn't do it. Maybe life got in the way. Maybe your bills got too high. Maybe your relationships worked. Maybe they didn't work. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe life just got in the way. You still got 50 something days to make something shake. You have the opportunity to at least start somewhere. People was asking me, when you do all these interviews and talk to different people, they're like, "Wait, you are a live streamer?" I'm like, "Yeah, I live stream all the time. I'm actually gonna live stream after this. I'm gonna go over to TikTok and do a gospel karaoke." Where do you find the time to do that? I said, for me, live streaming is a form of therapy. I just get to go online and sing karaoke songs. And if you know me, if you've been on any one of my platforms, you know, like I wasn't singing wasn't something that I did. I am a singer, I am a songwriter, I am a musician, I'm all of those things. But once I stopped singing, I stopped using my voice. I would come here and I would talk to y'all, but I wasn't utilizing my voice. I was using my voice, but I wasn't utilizing my voice. And it wasn't until my voice almost got taken away from me that I realized why I stopped speaking. Maybe you need to realize the power in your voice. And maybe a situation in your life happened where you were just like, nobody listened to me anyway. So why am I speaking? That was my why I turned my voice off, why I stopped using my voice. Because I feel like I'm telling everybody that this is going on and I need help. Or can you help me out of this situation? And it was like it was falling on dead ears. And so for me, in my mind, I was like, why would I keep talking? Why am I going to keep saying something? You say you want to help me, but I'm telling you what's going on. And you're like, oh, well, let's pray about it. Or, oh, let's this. And that's no knock to prayer, but it's like, hey, if you can just come and sit with me, bring me some chicken. I remember back in 2020 when I experienced what I will say was a really bad breakup. It was a really bad breakup. And I remember my friends coming and showing up with chicken and Sprite and they showed up and we just laughed and talked and I just had a time of my life just sitting and talking and I didn't have to say anything to them, but they were here to listen if I wanted to talk. And we just laughed and we ate good food and it was just like I needed that. I needed to keep my mind, or not keep, I needed to take my mind off the current situation and figure out how I was going to make it through it. And shortly after that, I made the decision to go on a journey of healing and self discovery. Now, this journey has not been easy. It, it has not been easy. Wait, go that way. It's dead. No. Here you go. Be careful. Sorry, y'all. I do apologize because I am the greatest auntie. Um, just click one. What is that? No, there. Oh, put it over there. Stop and drink my water. Oh, I didn't drink it. Well, who drank it? I don't know. TC don't drink after little kids. So sorry, y'all. TC don't drink after little kids. Get off of the iPad, please. It's another one. Go get another one in the refrigerator. Put that one in the garbage and get another one out the refrigerator. Lauren, put that one in the garbage. Thank you. You just go in the kitchen. Put it in the kitchen in the garbage. Just trying to get on the camera. I'm telling you, long as these lights, I don't have none of these lights on, they don't say nothing to me. But soon as they see them lights on, they know to do the podcast and the streaming. They got to come and say something. And I'm going to tell you, I don't even care. I love every minute I get to spend with my nieces and nephews. Because I think about when I was little. I think about when I was little and how much time I got to spend with my uncles and my aunt. I actually have more than one. So I have several uncles and two aunties. Baby, could you ask your dad? Your father is right there. Yeah, your dad. Sorry. I'll call him father. Sorry, I'm the father. She's looking at me like, father? Dad, can you turn the light on for her, please? Oh, I thought somebody wasn't. I thought the light was off. Sorry, y'all. Um, I forgot where I was talking to this kid. Oh, I remember when I was younger, and my uncles. I'm gonna tell y'all, my uncles spoiled me. I was a spoiled child. Most definitely was a spoiled child. I was the oldest and I was the only girl. And I was just telling my mom, like, I didn't even realize my mom was 18 years old when she had me. So I always thought that my grandmother was my mother. I didn't think of my mom as my mom, Even though she was my mom, I thought my grandmother was my mother because I felt like they were my sisters and brothers. I don't know why I thought she was my mom. I don't know. It's weird because, but I had all of the shoes, all of the clothes. I remember my uncle bought me a Pelly Pail. It was a green, black, I think it was the New York skyline and Chicago skyline. It was one of the skylines. It was the most amazing coat ever. It was a coat of many colors. That was what I wanted. Baby, what's going on? Here. Yes, that's funny. Here's your top. Be careful, okay? Anyway, so I wanted this coat and he got me the coat. I wanted the Usher chain when Usher first came out. He got me a replica Usher chain. I wanted jersey. Like I was such a tomboy and my uncles would like feed into that. Now that I think about it, it was just like, man, they were really, but they put me up on game. I'm telling you, I learned so much being the oldest and only girl. I learned a lot. And as I think about it, it's just like I had so many seasoned adults around me. And I was sharing with my friends, I was like, I grew up in a family that talked about everything. So can you imagine we talk about everything and then I experienced situations in my life and I'm like, I can't tell you what's going on with me because number one, I know you. Maybe you have situations like this in your life right now, present to this day, that you can't tell people because you understand how the dynamics of the situations will change if you picking up what I'm putting down. You can't say this person disrespected me because you understand that some people don't have it all together up here and you know how they will respond. You picking up what I'm putting down? So I couldn't share the things that was going on with me, but they knew something wasn't right, but they just didn't want to invade my space. Hey, Miss Flames. But for me, it was they still loved me. They still talked to me. They still put me up on game. They still shared thoughts and opinions. Still made sure I understood that if anything happened to me and I needed them, they will be there. And that's how I feel for like myself and for you all. Like I'm here. If there's a topic that you want to talk about for the Nurturing Conversations podcast, if you think like, hey, this would be a good topic to talk about, send it to me. Let me know. I'll talk about it. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to address it. You can come sit in the chat and I'll talk about it for you. Cause I done had a lot of experiences in my 44 years of living. And I have no problem talking about it because I don't want you to be like, oh, nobody knows what I've been through. Nobody knows how hard it is because we all do. We might not be going through an exact situation, but we all have had experiences where we thought that we were the only one going through it, but we made it on the other side. So those are just quick updates. I just want to come and let y'all know we will be bringing the podcast back. I tested out guests and I really like having guests. I like having the conversations with different guests. And so I'm going to bring on guests. I'm going to bring on therapists. I'm going to bring on other people to share their stories. I'm going to bring on a lot of people. I'm going to bring on a lot of people. And I'm actually going to convert so it'll be video, it'll also be audio. I'm going to upload it on Spotify, Amazon, Apple. So I'm going to upload it on different platforms where you listen to music at. So yeah, it's going to be great. I'm going to take the video, I'm going to upload that there, audio. We're going to do something totally different. And I would normally say this scares me, but it doesn't because I've been doing this. This is what I've been doing pretty much all year. Just haven't promoted it that I've been doing it. I haven't shared it with anyone. I just been testing the waters, and the waters are great. Yeah, I just want to come and let you know that we will officially be coming back next Sunday with the Nurturing Conversations podcast. I'm gonna figure out which season this is because I don't. I'm gonna figure out what season. I probably just have to put a number on the season, but we gonna figure it out. I'm probably gonna leave it at 2, and then 2025 we're gonna go season 3. That's what I think I'm gonna do. So we're still in season 2. We're gonna have some more conversations. Yeah. And if you feel like you have a conversation you want to talk about, but you're not comfortable to come into the chat or anything, send it to me. Send it via DM, email, text, whatever. Send it to me, and I'll talk about it. Cause I ain't afraid of nobody, nan thing. I'll talk about whatever. No, but I'm really not afraid to talk about anything. Um, but yeah, that's all I got. Thank y'all for coming and hanging out. If you are free, I am headed over to TikTok to do gospel karaoke. I was actually going to try it. I think next Sunday I'll try it here. I'm going to try it on every platform just to see how it works, and whichever one has the greatest turnout, and I'll leave it on that platform. That's something I want to say too. If you have an idea and you're not sure if it's going to actually work, try it. If it failed, take what works and what didn't work, learn from it, and move on. That's what I do with everything. Anyways, that's all I got. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for hanging out. Like I said, if you're free, join me on my TikTok at Chelle's Closet. Chelles Closet, Closet. I'll be there doing gospel karaoke. Hopefully you come and hang out, sing a song or two if you would like. Also, remember that it is important to use your words, because that is the only way that anyone will ever know what you are feeling or what you are thinking. I will never let a live video, vlog, short, anything that I present to you go out without me telling you to love. Love yourself. This includes your faults, your fears, your failures. Know yourself. Trust yourself. This includes the hairs that sit up on the back of your neck, the feeling you get in the pit of your stomach, that loud, that small voice, the goosebumps. Trust yourself, because you will not lead yourself wrong. Most importantly, just be yourself. Why? Because you need you. I need you. This great big old world needs you to be authentically you. Having said that, anyone that cannot love, respect, or appreciate you for being authentically you, they do not deserve to be in your space. It is time for you to learn, set, and understand boundaries, stand 10 toes down on them, and live. If you haven't been paying attention to the news, we are several days, I think Tuesday, we will be going to the polls. If you haven't already went to the polls to vote for the next president of the United States of America. Here's some topics I want you to think about when you're thinking about who you're going to vote for. Women's reproductive rights. Women's reproductive rights. Women reproductive rights. Police immunity, social security, immigration, border security, freedom of speech, religious liberty, same sex transgender issues, inflation, Supreme Court appointments, abortion, educational policy, the democracy, women's reproductive rights. Those are just a couple of things that you should be keeping in your mind as you get ready to go to vote. Did I say women's reproductive rights? Okay, I want to make sure I said women's reproductive rights, because I didn't want you to forget that. Make sure you get your toiletries, non-perishable food items, water, disinfectants, have some cash money, coins, or anything that you deem valuable to the side. Because in the event that anything happen, I want you and your family to be good. If you have a grandmother, a mother, a sister, a cousin, an auntie, uncle, niece, daughter, I want you to think about women's reproductive rights when you get ready to go and vote. You see, I keep saying women reproductive rights because that's really important. You should think about that as you're going to vote. I don't care who you vote for, but think about those things as you go to vote. And if you or someone you love is engaging in adult activity, think about women's reproductive rights. Just think about that. hmm If you or someone you love is engaged in adult activities, think about women's reproductive rights, because if you are not wrapping it up, or if they're not wrapping it up, women reproductive rights are really important. Picking up what I'm putting down. Anyways, that's all I got. Until next time, I love you. Peace.